All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Daniel Erspamer from the Pelican Institute for Public Policy. As many of you may know, we've testified on a variety of committees. This, I believe, is the first time I've ever come in support of an appropriation. I think you'll be hard-pressed to find an organization who is more committed to fiscal discipline, to reining in the growth of state government, and to making our tax code and our tax burden on families as low as possible to create opportunity for all. The question that we'll put for you, and you'll hear and have already heard from inspiring stories from parents, from students, from school leaders, all of whom are ready to execute on the promise of LA GATOR. As you well know, many of you on this board voted in favor of passing this program 2 years ago. We also all know the thousands of children, tens of thousands, who were left waiting for action from this legislature to fund the program. I want to just spend just a minute, and it'll be brief, on the fiscal picture of this. I know as fiscal conservatives, many of you on the board are concerned about runaway spending, about committing to a program that we may not be able to facilitate into the future. And I would just encourage you and urge you as you debate this program, and I know based certainly on the testimony you'll hear today, you have some hard decisions to make, no questions about it. And you are responsible for the prioritization, for reflecting the priorities of your constituents and the priorities of the state and how you spend our precious tax dollars. And I'm grateful that so many of you are so diligent about that. I would just point to the bucket of dollars you already appropriate to education funding. On the handout you'll see in front of you, and anybody who's interested can find this on the Pelican Institute website as well. The minimum foundation program, the traditional funding formula, has returned over $200 million in recent years to the general fund from unspent funds. Of course, you have to appropriate every year based on an estimate of what we believe the public school systems will need for the year. As you also, I'm sure, have seen in the numbers, we've seen a significant decrease in enrollment in those schools. And as a result, again, just in the last fiscal year, the MFP returned just over $28 million to the general fund. Based on testimony from Superintendent Brumley and others, we expect that number for this fiscal year to be about $42 million. That's a significant amount of money, and it is very similar to the amount of money that has been passed in the House and that the governor has requested in his budget to fund the students waiting right now, 17,000 students who are watching this, who are looking and waiting to find out if they get to attend the school that fits them best. So I would encourage you, as you look at the budget, as you weigh all of the different opportunities, the different requests that come before you, we've committed to education. We've committed to provide the best opportunity for every child we can. And that, for many students, is going to remain their traditional public school or a public charter school or something else that's already in the funding pipeline. But as we see from many thousands of students, that's not working for them. And if we're going to commit to a quality education for every child, I urge you to consider the funding of LA GATOR as an important priority in the mix of how we deliver education in Louisiana. I look forward, as do all of us, to work with you in the weeks and months ahead. As, again, I understand you face decisions on a constrained budget, and one, frankly, we hope is even perhaps more constrained into the future. But this is a priority. This is a priority that families are asking for. It's popular. Voters across the state support this in overwhelming numbers, and this would be a win-win for families, for schools, for educational outcomes, and for this legislature in delivering on the promise of LA GATOR. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to listen to my testimony today, and thank you for your service to our state.